Dear Basia, happy Friday! It is by the time you are watching this, it will be my 9th day of work at my new job, which I am really enjoying so far, thank goodness. I'm not surprised that I'm enjoying it, but it's still nice to be enjoying it and not dreading going to work every day. I mean, it's really stressful, don't get me wrong. I've kind of been thrown into the deep end because there's all these events going on that I'm supposed to be sort of managing, but it's only my 9th day of work, so I don't really know what I'm doing. It's a whole big mess, but it's been an interesting mess and I am learning a lot and it's been really fun. I really like event managing sorts of things, and a lot of what I'm doing right now is managing events. So that was an unexpected twist that is quite positive for me, so that's cool. Hopefully I'll have a better idea of what I'm doing as the weeks roll along. My job is communications coordinator at this stem cell research lab down at Penn, which is really cool because stem cell research is fascinating. I was an anthro major in college, but I was also a pre-med student until 2 years ago after I graduated and decided I didn't want to do that anymore. But I had completed the entire pre-med track, so I have a number of ridiculous science classes underneath my belt, including organic chemistry. So my new boss is really lovely. I asked him, I was talking about this earlier today on Twitter just a second ago because Lydia asked me to film a vlog about my favorite wedding cliches, which I will get to, Lydia, but not this week. I'm gonna save that for after what I'm about to tell you. So one of my best friends is getting married at the end of the month. And I'm going to need a day off to travel to that because my parents are going with me because it's an old family friend. So I've known him since I was 5.5-ish, something like that. Almost as long as I've known Rachel, and I've known Rachel since the beginning of kindergarten, so. I will film a vlog about weddings either before or after his wedding when they're a little bit more on my mind. I have to ask for a day off for that because my parents have decided it's a lot cheaper for us to drive, so it's a 10-hour drive, which means I need to take Friday off. I mentioned it yesterday and he was just standing there, you know, with his little tea. It was like 9:30 in the morning. He's like steeping his tea bag. Oh, do you need to take the day off? Absolutely, you can do that. Do we have anything going on that day? No, do what you need to. Do you need to take Thursday? That's okay, take what you need. It was so sweet. I've been temping for 1.5 years, so I don't even know if I'll have paid vacation by the end of this month because technically I'm temping right now. Hopefully I will, but if I don't, I don't. It is what it is. It's still cheaper to drive and take the day off than it is to work an extra day and pay for the flight, so. Hashtag adulting, aka budgets. My new boss is lovely, and it was really nice to have someone who wasn't going to bite my head off for asking for a day off or wasn't going to like make me feel like a miserable, horrible human being, even though it's for a wedding, obviously. Most people are pretty understanding about that, but working at the nursing school was great and people were lovely, but I didn't have paid time off. I just told people I wouldn't be there, you know, it wasn't like a huge deal. But my job before that, as you know, was miserable, and my boss was a crotchety old man, so it's nice to have a not crotchety man as my boss. Katie asked me to talk about the new views. Essentially, right now we have a bunch of interview candidates for a faculty position, and that means I get to drag them all around the medical school campus from like office to office to office to office, and some of these offices are on like the 10th or 11th floor of one of the research buildings at Penn, and it has like this perfect view of Center City, which is what Katie is referring to when she talks about the new views. I don't actually work from an office that has that view. I mean, technically the building does, but I work in a cubicle that doesn't have any windows. So I did decorate my new cubicle though with some of the beautiful Jenny's photography. Thank you so much for sending those prints to me, Jenny. They have totally made my cubicle completely wonderful, and I get so many compliments on them, and I'm always like, oh yes, my friend Jenny is a photographer. But people love them, I love them, they make me happy to see at work. Also really I was thinking today, maybe I'll get a cactus or something, like a succulent, I don't know. I've never had a desk for more than like three months, other than my first job when I was encouraged not to personalize anything in case people came in, which made it that much more dull and dreary and gray on gray on gray. Anyway, that is in the past. Moving on. I was going to talk about Minerva McGonagall in this vlog, but I need to put a lot more effort and thought into that, so maybe next week I'll talk about that and she'll get one of her own because I love Minerva McGonagall. And coming up with favorite moments of hers will not be difficult, but ranking them would be, and I think it would be kind of fun to rank them. So also I kind of want to give myself like a cutoff, so instead of just listing on and on and on, or maybe I'll just list on and on and on, quite frankly, you know, I mean, I could talk about Minerva McGonagall for hours. But this is not ours, this is a vlog, and onwards we go. Lydia also asked me, in addition to wedding cliches, if I had one thing in my room that I thought really defined my personality and what it was. I do, actually, and it's not my bookshelves. I know you're thinking it would be, but it's not. Can't really see, and in case you're wondering, I'm kind of on a diagonal, so it's the wall immediately. If you come in through the door to my room, that's right here. The door is right here. Come into this door, it's immediately on your left, right above the bookshelf. And it's a map of the world, but it says, I got it from this typography book, so I brought this. Good Type, the book, volume 1, is a Kickstarter, I think, maybe Indiegogo. I don't remember which site they used, that I supported a couple years ago now. Inside this book, when I got my reward, was this map, and it says on the map, in beautiful letters, "Strength in Letters," which I think is a perfect summary of what I believe and try to embody. You know, the power of words and the power of language and the importance of communication, whether that's through using letters of the alphabet or through using handwritten letters that you're writing to friends, or thank you notes, which are very important, or whatever it is, you know, emails. Really like the idea that letters are what make words and words are what can bring us together. I'm a person of words, so clearly I've already been filming this for 9 minutes. Whoops. I'll talk about leverage another time. I saw Hidden Figures yesterday and it completely blew my mind. It was just so beautiful. I cried like 3 times at least, and teared up like 3 more times on top of that. It was such an empowering and beautiful and vulnerable and hopeful movie, and very poignant and very well timed. So if you have a chance to see it, absolutely do. If you want someone to see it with you, I'm your girl. It was just so beautiful to see these women like doing amazing calculations and math problems and geometry and science and programming at the very beginning of the computer age. It was so cool on an intellectual level, and then on a personal level to see a female-led film, Black women-led film, was just incredible. I'm really excited about the movie in general. I hope it wins all the awards. It deserves them all. All of the actresses were phenomenal. It was astounding. It was beautifully done. The cinematography is just gorgeous, but not necessarily in a striking manner all the way. There are plenty of shots where you're like, whoa, but it just felt very personal, and like I said, it just felt like a personal movie. Like you were just part of these women's lives for, 2 hours, and I haven't seen many films like that lately, and or ever, quite frankly. The soundtrack was beautiful, and the math was so cool, and the science was so cool, and I love space. That's gonna end up being the thumbnail, isn't it? Me going, oh, I love space. I do love space, guys. Space is fascinating. My calendar this year is constellations, and I'm very excited about it. It's been a good week, but whew, I'm so tired. But it's been a good week. Do you know why? Because today I started writing chapter 2 of Parker and Winthrop, and it is going to be so much fun. I'm going to go work on it now, so have a lovely, lovely Friday and a lovely, lovely, super restful, because you deserve it, weekend. Sidebar, we need to talk about restaurant week. Oh, you know what I'm going to vlog about sometime? The movies I'm most looking forward to, as well as the books I'm most looking forward to in 2017. For the future reference. I'll add it to my list. Have a fabulous weekend, my friend, and I will see you on Monday.